guys, so today I'm here at Kirkcaldy Ford Centre with the Mustang Mach-E and we're doing a little Scotland adventure. So we're going to take the Mach-E down the east coast from here down to St Andrews, then to the Ford Centre in Kirkcaldy and then down to Edinburgh where I'm going to get the train home. So we're going to see whether the electric car can handle a road trip like this, but also see some of the Scottish sights. So let's get going. The Mustang Mach-E is Ford's answer to an electric crossover. It is sleek yet still has the Mustang aggressive styling. The entry level gives you impressive 265 brake horsepower all the way up to 480 on the GT. It can come as rear-wheel drive or a twin motor all-wheel drive and weighs approximately just under 2 tonnes. Now, the door handles have actually been replaced with this very clever button, and you also have the opportunity to use a 4-digit PIN code to unlock the car. The Mustang branding is shown throughout the car from the badges all the way to the interior, where you can find Mustang's quality, such as a leather multifunction steering wheel and also the prancing horse on the centre. Now when silently started up, you have a digital display for your driving data such as the battery percentage and your speed. And also going across digitally, you have the incredible tablet in the centre. Being electric, there are no gears, but the mixture of physical and digital creates a brilliant entertainment system where you still have a proper volume button, but you can do all your heating system online. Now, going into the rear, there is plenty of room for 5 adults without getting any squish knees or reduced headroom, meaning it makes a perfect family car, but also great for going on holiday. In the boot, you can expect the same space as a large hatchback, meaning you've got plenty of room for your shopping and also any holiday luggage. But you also have the addition of the frunk, where the engine would usually be if it was a petrol or diesel version. Now you can get a standard 75 kWh or extended 98 kWh battery with a claim range of anywhere up to 379 miles depending on your spec. We can all agree the Mustang Mach-E is a great looking car, but how does it drive? So first off, starting it up. I'm guessing that's on, so if it moves when we put it in drive, we know it's on. Yep, we're going. We'll never get used to no exhaust noise for sure. But let's start our little Scotland adventure. So on the start of our road trip, we are on 46% currently, which is approximately 97 miles it's telling us. So it should be enough, hopefully, to get us to the hotel to give it a good charge overnight, ready to get to Edinburgh. But a little bit of range anxiety does settle in. I'm not used to electric cars, so it's still just installing that confidence into them, but I feel like this journey is going to do that. So we've made it to stop 1, which is the old course in St Andrews. The Mach-E standing there all proud. So that's stop 1 done, on to the next. That's site number 1 done. So we came to St Andrews to look at the old golf course. So if you're into golf, the really popular one with Tiger Woods. I'm not into golf, so that's as far as I'm going to go with that, but it's absolutely beautiful. You've got the beach right next to you, the town or city looks incredible. So it's a really nice place to come along and on my little Scotland sightseeing trip. Now, the Mach-E to drive, so far I've found it really, really comfortable. I mean, the steering wheel position, your whole seating position, it's very driver's focused. Obviously that will come from the Mustang aspect of it. The only thing that's been a little bit of a bugbear is regenerative braking. Again, that's not on the Mustang Mach-E, that's just on electric cars in general, and I think something you become accustomed to, so I'm slowly getting there. Handling wise as well, actually, for a SUV crossover, I actually think it handles really well. They've kind of kept a driver's focus to it, so they've not just made it a bland and boring electric crossover. They've kept that aspect where it's still fun, and they have that playability with them, which they've done well actually. You think a big car like this shouldn't be that fun to drive, but compared to other, especially electric SUV crossovers, this is coming up to be one of my favourites so far. But we've still got a long way to go on this journey, and we are on 43%, so we'll see how we get on with the rest of it. With electric cars, as we know from like Teslas, they plumb a lot of technology into it. So we've got this amazing tablet here and a nice little driving screen as well. The driving screen, it gives you your miles per hour, a speed limit display, your range. It also has lane assist on this one because it has the top of the range package. I'm not a huge fan of lane assist because it likes to chuck you in when it doesn't necessarily need to, but to be fair to Ford, this one's been pretty good. It's not been over the limit at all, like some of them have been. It has, again, all the different technology. So with the lane assist, it's also got the adaptive cruise control, so it can brake for you. It has a very weird thing called one pedal driving. So you only need to use the accelerator to accelerate and then lift to brake. It's a bit confusing. I don't think I'd like that. But all these cool little bits and pieces, like Bang & Olufsen, your traditional good stereo system. You've got heated seats, heated steering wheel, and it makes it a really nice place to be as a driver and as a passenger. And with it being a crossover, you need those things ticked. So you don't want to compromise on anything because you're buying a crossover to enjoy driving. You probably do a fair few miles and you want your comfort and you need your space. So you like to have those few luxury extras. And all I'm going to say is my hands are nice and warm on the steering wheel. Heated steering wheel is great. My favourite thing is the driving mode. So you have 3 driving modes, which are active, whisper, and then untamed. So active is described as a bit of fun and more engaging and enjoyable. Whisper is your quiet, relaxing, chill drive, and then untamed, the beast is untamed, it's released. So it's the most engaging, the most driver focused mode. We're going to pop it into there. And it even gets a cool little fiery bit around the untamed button. And even on the screen as well. This is really cool. Cornering wise, with the regenerative braking, I'm starting to learn you can lift off rather than brake for certain corners, which feels strange, but you kind of do get used to it a little bit. And you can really put the power down through because it's so smooth with there being no gears. The speed in this, I believe, is around 5 seconds. They can go all the way down to 3.7 in the GT spec. And the Mach-E is known as a Mustang rather than a Ford Mach-E. So you don't actually see any Ford badges anywhere. It's always the Mustang prancing horse. Now, is it really a Mustang? That's a difficult one because it has all the performance and it is really fun to drive compared to some of the standard Fords. But to me, Mustang's big American muscle, fat V8, loud roaring noises, and this just isn't that. But I think the Mach-E just kind of is in its own right, and it may not be a Mustang and it may not be the horse, but I feel like this horse on it is going to mean something new, and the Mach-E is that next step forward for Ford into the electric world. It's its first ever fully electric car, and if this is the first one they've ever done, can you only imagine where they're going to go from here? That view is just beautiful. God, that is stunning. We are currently on 32% charge and 69 miles of range. So we've used just under 30 miles so far for about maybe like 45 minutes worth of driving. So I'd say that's pretty good. It's pretty accurate at predicting. I think that's where range anxiety comes into more than anything, is if you don't know exactly what you've got left, whereas this seems to be quite accurate. Now the thing everyone's wondering, what is the price of the Mach-E? So they start off at around £41,000 and they can go anywhere up to £65,000 for the GT with everything on it. So there's a big gap in price depending on what you need, and this one in particular is smack bang in the middle of all the specs. So it's not the GT version, but it does have the all-wheel drive and it is the extended battery pack as well. So I'd imagine what's 65 and 41 in the middle, 53.5, something like that. That is a complete guess, do not use that accurately. That's brand spanking new though. And I mean, new car prices, that's about right to be fair. So we've made it to Kirkcaldy Ford Centre. So this is the second to last stop before the hotel. And yeah, absolutely stunning scenery and a really nice drive. So far the Mach-E is impressing me, but we'll see how we get on with the rest of it. And also I've got to try and charge it, so we'll see how that goes. We've made it to the hotel now, so this is the final stop for tonight until we go to Edinburgh to get the train home tomorrow. So we started off about, I believe it was 49% charge, I may be wrong. We are now on 27% and 56 miles worth of range. So we've done really well actually, because we've been driving around at least for an hour. So it's actually done quite well. Range anxiety hasn't kicked in too badly, but now we've got to try and charge the thing. This is going to be the challenge. This is the challenge, so let's see how we get on. This is what I've been given. So I know it's something to do with this. So first off, this cable's really heavy. Which one's which? Oh God. Let's try you. First step done. Right. Next challenge is opening the filler cap. Well, it's not a filler cap, is it? Oh my God, how do you do it? Oh, like that. No idea what I'm doing right now, and there's so many people around. So that sounds like it's locked. Do I have to pay? I'm thinking, oh, electric charging's free. It's not, but we've got it sorted. I plugged it in all correctly, so I just had to pay for it online and get it going. So we're going to leave this overnight, come back to a full charge, ready for part 2 of the road trip. So now we're off back to the Kirkcaldy branch. So let's try and unplug this. So now's the moment of truth. So we have 190 miles worth of range and 85% battery. So I think having it on overnight and it's stopping at midnight, like things like the alarm and that sort of drain the battery a little bit, but that should be plenty to get us to Edinburgh. We have 85% charge. Charging it was actually, even though it took me a minute or two to work out, once you kind of know what you're doing, it's quite easy. And if you're staying somewhere overnight, it actually makes quite a bit of sense, because you're not having to change anything to wait for the charge. And for 190 miles worth of range, it cost us £14. So price wise too isn't horrendous. So first up, we're going to quickly stop back at the Kirkcaldy branch, and then we're going to go to Edinburgh. Also, first thing in the morning when you're still like waking up a little bit, the silence is blissful. It's actually really nice. And the car being so easy to drive, it just allows you to wake up a little bit. Quick stop here, and then back on the road. I don't like city traffic. This is so stressful. There's tram lines, there's loads of cars, there's lots of different traffic coming from everywhere. You can tell I'm a country girl, 100%. Wish us luck. If we come out of here with a car in one piece and no speeding tickets, I'll be happy. Everyone says electric cars are at home in the city, and I actually can agree. Like, it's nice and quiet. There is a little bit of worry as whether people can hear you, but obviously there is road noise. So yeah, it's definitely the right car to do it. You obviously don't want to be in something with a clutch that you constantly stop starting, so there's no gears and everything's really nice, and it's just being comfortable. So yeah, Ford Mach-E city check. Tick. Trying to find your way around the city is not easy, but the sat nav on this is actually really, really helpful, so I kind of have an idea where I'm going. Whether it's right or not is a completely different question. God for this 360 parking. Car and alloys are safe. Whew. So next on the whistle stop tour, I'm going to call it, we're going to do Arthur's Seat. So we can't obviously get the car right up there, but there's like a nice ring road around it. But the Mach-E is handling it really well, and actually I don't think I'd want to be in any other car because this is really comfortable, it's quiet, and yeah, it's just really nice, to be honest. That's all I can say. It's handling obviously stop-start traffic all the time, and it's just, yeah, what more do you need for city traffic? This route is absolutely stunning. The views are amazing and you just try to take them all in. There's a lot of people, a lot of cyclists and everything, but it's nice to, with it being so cold in winter, I don't think I'd want to walk it. So it's nice being in a comfortable car with a heated seat on, just taking in the views. It's, yeah, it's beautiful. Ended up here at the Kirkcaldy Ford Centre, and it's the end of our Scottish Ford and Mach-E journey. Now, I've had a really good time on the adventures and seen some amazing sights, and I actually had an amazing time in the Mach-E. But what is my verdict? Personally, I'm not a big electric fan, but if I had to go electric, I would definitely get one of these. Even though it's not a proper Mustang, it is still an amazing car in its own right, especially somewhere around here with some amazing driving roads and also that city beauty. This was perfect. It was comfortable, quiet, and we've still even got 50% range with all that journey around Edinburgh, stop starting and heated seat on full. So there we have it, that's the Mach-E review and my first Scottish adventure. So you guys know the drill. To make my journey your journey, like, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!